So we all know that this twerk glitch is still going on where you're gaining like this infinite XP and whatnot. And there were a couple of things that like I was blown away by. Number one, I was blown away obviously by just how much XP you can pull and whatnot, how many ability points you can gain. The other thing that I'm blown away by is like how much hate this technique has gotten and like how much misinformation is being spread on it. Uh, I just want to address that. And, this isn't to crap on anybody who is against the technique. Uh, I just want to assure people that are using it, and I just want to get your side of the story, those who are against it. I'm Darkstrider, the YouTube assassin, and let's get into this. So, for starters, I want to get into just the math of this all, okay? There is a lot of XP that has to be gained in order to get to level 99, okay? And then once you get to level 99, for every ability point that you want, it's a ton more XP that you're going to be, like gaining. So, there are several different things that you could put 20 out of 20 XP into, or ability points. And just so that I give you some statistics, some math, okay, not including XP, all right, the warrior skill tree you need 580 points in order to complete that skill tree. For hunter, you need 520 ability points. And for assassin, you need a total of 540 ability points. And in total, that's 1,640 ability points. That's not including all the other abilities that you gain over here in these three skill trees. That's another 116 ability points for a total of 1,756 ability points in total that you would have to get. And 99 of it is going to come from leveling, from going from 1 to level 99, or actually 98, because you can't count the very first level. So 98 points, all right? Then we're looking at the map over here, and we obviously have all those like steals that are everywhere around here. And I think there's like maybe like another 20 or so first civilization steals that you'll find throughout the map, and that'll give you like another 20 points. So what are you going to do in order to get the rest? Now, obviously, you don't have to get every single ability. You don't have to get every single ability point and put it into any of the masteries. You don't have to do this. But for some people, they want to. So it's a grind. Now, some people will ask, like, why do you even want to grind that much XP? Why do you want to be that OP? What is the point? What is the point in playing the game if you could just destroy everything with like one or two hits? Like, what is really the end game there? Well, I'm going to tell you, for some people, the end game is actually seeing exactly how strong you can become. It's actually fascinating in some cases. Ever since Assassin's Creed Origins, I've always had one file where the character was completely OP. There was a guy who his character was so OP, had thousands upon thousands of points in each of the masteries, and there were only 3 that you could continually put in. There was no cap at 20, all right? You could put tens of thousands of XP in each of those masteries. And what ends up happening is that the person was able to just, with no weapons on, go and bare-fisted one punch a war elephant. And that is absolutely fascinating. At least it is to some people. All right, some people think that that's a waste of time. That's a waste of effort, going and doing something like that. Why would you do that? Well, let me put it into an anime perspective. Wasn't the whole point of Dragon Ball, that whole series, Goku getting stronger and stronger? Wouldn't it be boring if, like, Goku just got strong to a point and then just kept getting his ass kicked? And then out of nowhere, for like the next alien invasion to defeat the current alien that's in charge of the planet, like, wouldn't that be a boring series? Or maybe it would be an awesome series, and we would just get like a new person who would like come and save, demolish the planet. You know, there's all those different things that go on. So, you know, just ask yourself, like, what would you find interesting? For some people, like I said, that is the interesting part. They want to see that. They want to be stronger. So give them their due. Let them become stronger. Another really silly thing that I'm hearing is that, like, you're going to get banhammered for doing any sort of cheats from the game. You most certainly will not get banhammered off of a single player game. They're not going to do that. You're not going to turn on the game one day and it just not work. And a message just go across the screen saying, hey, you're no longer allowed to play this game because you cheated. That's not, again, first of all, it's not cheating. It's a glitch in the system. Second of all, you know, you're not in competition with anybody. It's you playing by yourself. It's a single player game. You're not in competition with anyone but yourself. The only person that you're cheating is yourself because, you know, like I said, some people are finding that they get to a certain point, they get to level 99 from level 30, and they just don't have level 99 gear. They're stuck at level 30 gear. Now they have to figure out a way to kind of grind materials in order to get level 99 gear. And, you know, they may end up dying a lot, you know? So there's no way that you're going to get banhammered off a single game, off a single player game. Another thing that I keep hearing is that people are upset. They're like, oh, once the patch comes through, you're going to lose all of your ability points that you just used, that you just earned or gained or, you know, whatever. They're not going to do that either. Okay? Minecraft, when Minecraft had a game glitch like that, where you could glitch multiple blocks, you know, and people had, you know, like stacks and stacks of any particular brick, and they didn't get it. All right, they didn't. Once they patched that so that you couldn't do the cheat anymore, there was no way that you know, like that they were going to take away all those blocks that people had already built with. You know, you weren't going to see like a single cobblestone and like, you know, missing an entire house. Like that doesn't even make sense. They're not going to take the time to do all that. All right. Another reason I know that is because there was a similar glitch in Assassin's Creed Origins back in the day. When Origins was still in its youth, you could actually do this glitch where you did the daily that you had to go see Retta. Now, Retta will send you on a mission like he just sent me on. I went and I found a missing worker. So now I'll return to Retta and he'll give me a reward. It'll either be an epic piece of equipment or it will be an actual legendary piece of equipment. So the thing is that the glitch was, or the you know, the technique that they used back then was that they could go, you would get a hold of the guy like I just did, return to Retta. Before you went to Retta, you would turn your internet connection off. All right? He would give you an item, then you would turn your internet connection back on, and then he would give you the same quest again. Now, you just kept looping like this, turning it on and off. As you turned the internet on and off, you were able to just sit here and speak to Retta multiple times, like if you were turning the quest in for the very first time. And what ended up happening? Just like you saw, I got an epic shield and I got a certain amount of XP. Also, we had where every time you did something like that, you would have the chance to actually gain a legendary piece of equipment, epic armor, epic weapons, epic whatever, things that were on the store, rare horses, rare mounts, all right, all kinds of things like that. Outfits, like complete outfits, you would find, you know, depending, he would give it to you, all right? Same thing with shields, everything, swords. He would give you either legendary or epic items repeatedly, and then you would also have all that XP. So what did people do? They took that XP and they did stuff like this. They, tried to have an OP character. You were getting massive amounts of ability points. All right. And this is what I was talking about before. There were only 3 masteries in Origins, and that's what we ended up doing. We ended up putting all our points into only the 3 masteries. And every once in a while, an ability would come out, and it was only 1 level. There were no multi-tier abilities. Okay, so you couldn't strengthen them. But again, we did stuff like this. You got all this gear. You got all this XP. You got all this everything. And they knew about it. It took them about a week or 2. And then they ended up patching it. And once they patched it, everyone kept all their stuff. Everyone kept all their gear. Everyone kept all their ability points. Ubisoft was not going to take all that away. I don't think that they would have had the manpower to even, try to decipher who did what and take all that stuff away. So if you're doing that glitch where you're gaining all those ability points, all those experience points, you're stuck with all that stuff. All right? And like I said, I have one file. This is the one file on Origins where the guy is kind of OP. All right? I never had every single one of my files OP. I played the game normally on another file, but it was kind of interesting to see how far I could go with an OP character and what that OP character was capable of. Just how strong could he be? Could I one-punch a war elephant? What else could I do? Those are the questions that I had. The thing is, you got to understand, as a YouTuber, this is my job to kind of understand the game, to kind of figure out what's going on, to kind of see what the possibilities are and what the end results are. I am here to keep your interest in the game, and that's part of it. So, in closing, you can either do this or you don't do it. It's up to you, really. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to, be upset over. Nothing bad is going to happen. And, if you don't want to do this technique, you don't have to do this technique. For people that don't want to do it, that their moral compass dictates, hey, I'm not going to do this because I feel like it's cheating, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do it. I'm not trying to convince you to do it. I'm not trying to tell you that, you have to do this or you're uncool if you don't do this or whatever. I commend you. But at the same time, there is no gamer heaven that you're going to. Ubisoft is not going to grant you all these extra points or whatever. They're not going to, give you a reward, but they're not going to take anything away either. So, I mean, I don't understand why we get into this debate where, we feel like they're going to do something bad, it's kind of crazy. And I'm kind of blown away that so much misinformation was spread over this that, people were kind of saying, hey, they're going to take away your ability points. They're going to ban you. They're going to do whatever. They're not going to do anything like that. Ubisoft is not going to do anything like that. In fact, Ubisoft would be smart if they let this go for another week at least. Think about it. How many people were in a panic that this is going to be patched and went out and bought the XP booster, the permanent XP booster? All right? I'm going to admit, I bought the permanent XP booster along with the Drachme booster because I figured I'm going to need the Drachme. So I went out and I spent that money. But if the XP boost alone is $10 and 1 million people go out in a panic and buy it just so that they could get 11,764 XP per twerk instead of 7,000 XP per twerk, what do you think is going to happen? Ubisoft makes $10 million in the matter of a week. That's incredible money, and money is what motivates some people and some companies. Not to say that, they're a corrupt company, They did give, millions to Notre Dame for, the restoral, but at the same time, they're going to make a whole bunch of money off of people who are panicking over the XP boost. Now, also, I want to let you guys know that it is the 23rd in Australia, And I know people out there that are saying that they've got the Atlantis DLC, they've showed me, they're playing it, and the XP boost still works. This technique is still working with the Atlantis DLC. It's confirmed. But I'm going to confirm it tomorrow when I get it, because obviously I'm in New York and I want to see what happens. I want to see if this works or if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, anymore, it's, like no sweat to me, because I've got tons of ability points. I've got tons of things covered in tons of my trees, and I'm okay with that. For those of you who, are going to keep going and stuff like that, you do it. You keep going. You do you. All right? I'm going to open it up to the comments. I really want to see what we have to say, okay? But again, let's have an intellectual debate. Let's not, slam each other. I don't want to hear about, people's mothers and, you're stupid and, you smell funny and whatever. I don't want to hear that. Let's just have, honest debates and see why people feel for or against that. It'll be a great exercise in the human experience, I think. All right? Let's look into that. All right? Again, there is no wrong way to play this game, okay? Well, I can't say no wrong way to play this game. I mean, if you're sitting naked in a vat of grease and you're going to light a match while playing the game, that's definitely the wrong way to play the game. Don't do that. That's bad. Some people I see that, they enjoy this twerk technique. Some people, maybe they're worried, it looks like a Cardi B incident, maybe a Cardi B enactment, like back in her day when she was a stripper or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Who knows? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Other than that, please like, subscribe, tell your friends to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out an awful lot. All right. If you have any other questions on this technique or, anything else, anything to do with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, please leave it in the comments or hit me up on my personal email. It's in my profile, so that way you guys could get to me faster. I try to answer each and every one of you. All right. Same thing with friends requests. Same thing with messages on the PS4, on the Xbox, and on Steam. All right. Again, thank you for watching.